Welcome. Namaskar. Thank you for joining this class. Welcome to the Naked Yoga. Ha ha ha, I'm just kidding. My name is Brian. I'm so happy to be here to share my practice with you, and I hope that you find yourself in a moment where you can just focus on yourself as we are about to drop into this practice today where we talk about spring, the newness of the season, and the opportunity to focus on the theme of good fortune, luck, favor, and just to take a little moment to say, I am so lucky that I have this opportunity to be here with you in the present moment, wherever you are. And I'm also so lucky that I got out of my own way a bit and just trusted that if I try something new, if I have the courage to believe in myself, if I don't give up, that I can go into a whole new direction with my practice, with my own individual experience. And often we talk about, like, don't listen to the opinion of others, but there's a good time to listen to the opinion of others. When the opinion of others are seeing something in yourself that you shy away from, when the opinion of others are showing you that perspective of how you come across that is motivating, encouraging to others, and in those situations, it's better to turn up the volume on that and to turn down the volume on the inner critic. So we'll be pulling into that theme throughout the class. You might want to use some blocks. We are going to drop in a little place of stillness to get started, but then we will have a little bit more of a traditional flow. Fun fact, I am coming to you from St. Petersburg, Florida. It's springtime, as well as I'm coming to you outside. There's city noise, there's distractions. There may be distractions where you are as well. And just know that these are only vibrations and sensations. You don't have to attach to them as they come through, as they move around, just allowing this time to be focused on your mind-body connection. We often are in a yoga studio where the atmosphere, everything is attuned to relaxation, but go back in time, back into where the practice began, and there's places in India where it's noisy all the time. And there's a whole tribe of focusing on how to detach from that and how to have that more ethereal connection. And so, just an opportunity for us to know that more importantly than anything on the outside, this is medicine. This is time for yourself to go inward. And so with that, if you'd like to sit on a block or a bolster, we're going to get started in a comfortable, easy seat. Let's take a moment. Let's just feel our breath. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, just to feel that inhale, feeling the chest rise, the ribs expand, even the backside of the shoulders, everything starting to open up a little more spaciousness. And then as you exhale, just squeezing out all that old air. There's that natural bottom of the breath, and then this is where you can really add an extra 5 or 8 seconds of just getting rid of all that old air, making way for that fresh prana, that fresh new inhale. Maybe close your eyes and just feel your practice from within. Opportunity to switch to breathing in exclusively through the nose. Maybe you imagine that breath going past the nostrils, towards the third eye, down the throat, past the heart, into the depths of the diaphragm, the belly, everything nice and expansive as you breathe in. And even add a little kumbhaka retention at the top of the breath, floating on the breath, pausing this very moment, just feeling that expansive buoyancy and the fresh inhale. And now when you're ready to slowly squeeze out all that old air, just nice and methodically moving down from the upper side of the torso down to the ribs, the obliques, getting rid of all that old air. Maybe you add a kumbhaka retention at the bottom of the breath, See what that's like. Often I'll find that my mind starts to want that fresh inhale. I can't really hold it as long as at the top of the breath, but just opportunity to listen to your body, to bring your breath into balance. And when you're ready, allow yourself to sit up tall, the crown of the head, the core is engaged, and bring your hands out. Maybe bring them to the sides of your vision, and with the palms turned inward, we'll start to do little spirit fingers. And just allow your gaze to be towards the front, whatever is facing in front of you, but just feel those little fingers moving in the peripheral vision. And we're going to move slowly. We'll call this the dancing dhristi warm-up. So it's very similar to musical chairs in that we're going to start to move. You can see these almost like moving from a clock, moving up and down. So that's going to be the dancing part. And then I'm going to start to sing Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And when I pause, so you're going to move, and then when I pause, you're going to freeze. And that's when you're just going to focus in. So just an opportunity to play along, do something a little different. So when you're ready, take a big, expansive inhale, big breath in. Start the spirit fingers. We'll begin. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam. Pause. Really just staring towards the front, feeling all that softness on the outer ridges of the eyes, focusing. We'll start over. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Go a little faster. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapata. Pause. Let's do it again. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Om. Nice. One more round. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Pause. Cool. When you're ready, shake it all out. Maybe give yourself a little sensory release. Maybe like imagine your arms are covered with the dust of the week, and just give your moment just to like move through that energy, even feeling the fingers, those areas of the hands just starting to open up, come online, just moving around, what feels good, little sensation. Nice. And when you're ready, let's drop into like just a little mudra, little engagement, kind of setting our intention. So bring the left hand to the belly, maybe right above the navel, the core area, and the right hand's going to come, bring the shoulders towards the ribs. Allow yourself to just find this mudra. You might feel yourself sitting up taller in the crown of the head, bringing the shoulders towards the spine, and imagine yourself like one of those strong Buddhas, just projecting strength, fortitude, confidence. Maybe you close your eyes and you have that more ethereal connection, coming back to the theme of how lucky am I? How lucky am I to have mindfulness practice? How lucky am I to find my breath? Maybe in your mind's eye, you bring someone to mind that is so easy for you to love, the very first person that comes to mind. And just hold a little space and just imagine yourself using this hand to project safety, protection around them, around yourself. How lucky am I to have a body that moves? Moments here, just feeling that intention. How lucky am I to create my own luck, to create my own favor, with my attitude, with my excitement, with my belief in myself. Beautiful. And this is where you get to customize the practice what's right for you. So you can stay here in your life. You're wanting a little more strength, a little more protection, a little more fortitude, or if you want to go into a place of compassion, we're going to switch things up. So bring the right hand to the core area. The left palm is going to flip open, and almost as if you were passing along charity and compassion and loving kindness and grace to someone. So dropping back in. Feel free to close your eyes if you like. This mudra is a mudra of offering forgiveness, offering grace. Maybe you think of a moment in your life where you learned from a mistake, or where you were gracious towards someone in need, and you met that need, or you gave them some space or some encouragement. Just allowing that softness, forgiveness, just to permeate your mind space now. How lucky am I to have learned from my mistakes? How lucky am I to trust my intuition? How lucky am I to have a practice that I can share with others? Beautiful, yogis. When you're ready, let's just go ahead and close out this nice intentional moment. Maybe bring your hands to that lotus shape, that Padma mudra, connecting the thumbs and the ring fingers, and just allow yourself to just bring the hands closer to the heart. Maybe you send your breath towards that space. Feeling each inhale, each exhale, feeling the ribs expand, and opportunity to close your eyes. We'll go through a little test moment. So just focusing your awareness towards the fingertips with your eyes fully closed. I'm going to guide you again. We're going to start to move the fingers to touch from left to right, and just imagine that the finger pads are trying to connect spot on with the center, but keeping your eyes closed so you don't cheat. It's way more fun. And start to bring your awareness towards the left ring finger and the right index finger, and slowly allow these fingertips to cross over and touch, and just feel when they reach that sensational spot. Did they touch spot on? Is there a little inaccuracy? And then slowly separate. We'll do that again. Back to resetting that lotus flower. Big breath in. And then this time, the left index finger, the right middle finger are going to sweep over and touch each other, just slowly, methodically, just feeling the sensations there. Just giving your brain a little novelty, moving through time and space, being free from any expectation of accuracy, but just giving yourself a moment to drop in. Big breath in. This time, the two middle fingers come across and they touch. We're successful on those. Opening back up. Let's do the left index finger, right ring finger. Just taking your time, just feeling the sensations in the finger pads. We'll do that again. Left index finger, right ring finger. See if you get a little more accuracy this time, moving really slowly. Beautiful. One more. Right middle finger, left ring finger. Nice. Coming back, allow yourself to release that lotus flower by, on your next inhale, reaching everything up in your heart, your intention, your desire, slowly towards the sky. At the top, maybe your gaze follows the hands. You release the hands, allow your dreams just to take some flight, and slowly start to make little wrist circles. Ankle circles. Make little wrist circles. You can make ankle circles if you want. But we'll slowly bring our hands down. Once they get about extended out in a T shape, reverse the direction of the wrists. Nice, yogis. Let's start to drop into a little bit more movement, a little more traditional practice. So allow yourself to find a comfortable seat. Maybe you bend the knees, walk the feet closer towards the body, sit up tall, move the shoulders away from the ears. Take a moment. Maybe bring your hands to little crankshafts with the forearms, everything pulled in by the ribs, and then slowly allow yourself to lift through the shoulders having a little shoulder shrug. At the top, you can stay there. Maybe you allow the head on the right ear to fall over towards the right side. Maybe fall over towards the left side. Give yourself a little neck massage. Just feeling the shoulders, the mind-body connection, taking it to that next space, and then slowly allow everything to soften. You start to drop the shoulders, the forearms, they remain perfectly firm and engaged. You can squeeze into the wrists and the fingers, everything nice and compact. Let's do that a couple more times. Starting to inhale and connecting movement with breath. We shrug the shoulders towards the ears. And then exhale, feeling the shoulders slide away from the ears. Getting that full range of motion one more time. Nice and intentional, slowly dropping the shoulders. Come back to center. We'll keep our hands exactly where they are, but we'll allow our shoulders now to retract. So slowly pulling the shoulders towards the backside of the spine, and then slowly allow the shoulders to come forward. Maybe imagine that you have angel wings and you're starting to flap your wings a little bit. Imagine yourself moving with some resistance, really having that mind-body connection, putting in all of your energy and awareness towards those shoulder areas. Slowly, as you come back to center, now we'll do little shoulder circles. Just starting to hydrate the joints. Moving really slowly, feel that full range of motion. Slowly, when you're ready, we'll start to circle in the other direction. Feeling your feet, your toes, your sit bones, everything grounded on the earth, as well as that lightness in the upper body. Beautiful. If you're on a blocker or bolster, feel free to remove that. We're going to slowly start to lower down to our mats. However you want to get there, pulling one hand behind the thighs, walking the feet towards the glutes. And once you're there, allow yourself to feel the feet, feel them engage in the earth. Maybe spread all the toes nice and wide. Feel the four corners of the toes. And then energetically start to feel like you're pulling the feet towards the thighs, the glutes, really feeling energetically that lower body starting to engage. Maybe bring your hands towards the low core area, beneath the navel. Press in and just feel yourself energetically pressing the hands and pulling the belly towards the earth. And then as you inhale, imagine sending that breath to the depths behind the ribs. And you feel that area in your low back starting to move into the diaphragm, starting to give it a little sensation, a little stimulation. And then slowly on your next inhale, allow the right leg to float towards the sky. Flex the foot. You can allow the hands to come facing down by your sides, or if you like, you can bring the hands behind the thigh and slowly pull the femur back into the hip socket. Reach through the heel. Imagine that you're lifting the earth away from you as you flex that foot towards the face, pressing through the heel. And then slowly we're going to point the toe, really feeling any sensation along the backside of the knee, the backside of the calf muscle. Slowly starting to move with breath. We flex the foot, point the toe. If you like, you can start to make little ankle circles by rotating the foot nice and slow and dramatically, observing if there's any pops. Those hydrated joints all start to move, start to respond, and rotating in one direction, rotating in the other. And then slowly coming back to center, allow yourself to then allow the leg, the thigh itself to rotate. We're going to shift the leg outward to the right side and then coming back into the body. And just moving, feeling, maybe even flex the foot or you point the toe. We're really trying to find the space. This is where you get to customize the practice unique for yourself. So you'll feel one side that's a little more open, one side that's a little more restrained. And we're going to lean to the side that has more of that tension, that edge, that area that you want to work on. And for me, it's an internal rotation. And so allowing the knee to find some stillness, we're going to slowly maybe
flex the foot or you point the toe, find the most amount of sensation. And then slowly, as you exhale, allow that leg to fall away from you. Lowering the leg down, nice and slow at the bottom, pausing and then slowly moving it up. Imagine that you're moving through resistance, that you have resistance bands, really feeling that mind-body connection. The thigh muscle is squeezing towards the bone. Just slowly just lift and lower the leg, feeling any of those sticky spots. But also give yourself permission that your body's in a different place today than it was in your last class, so there's no expectation of how things should feel. Coming to the top as you point the toe. Now we're going to slowly make little circles as the leg starts to adduct away from the body. Really feeling the leg starting to get heavy in these circular patterns, keeping that internal or external rotation of the thigh and the knee, whatever is right for you, slowly allowing the leg to circle as it reaches the ground. Just taking your time, and once it gets there, we'll slowly start to circle back up. Mindful of your breath. Once you get upright, we'll allow ourselves to release the leg. Big breath in, reach through the foot, and then slowly as you exhale, we're going to bend the knee. The right knee's going to come out of away from the body as the leg crosses over the left thigh. We'll then lift up on the left leg. The hands can come behind the left thigh. Maybe the right elbow goes in towards the right inner thigh. And just drop in. The supine pigeon, maybe close your eyes here, maybe you feel your low back finding the earth. Big breath in. Feel your body contract a little bit more as you exhale. Inhale. And then this time as you exhale, we'll allow the left foot to find the earth. The left hand will guide the right knee across the body, just dropping into a nice gentle twist. You don't have to go too deep here. We're still warming up the body, but just feel what it's like. For the right thigh, move away from the body. The gaze, the arms are all toward the right arm, the right shoulder is grounded. The gaze is towards the right. Just allow yourself a little moment. Feel your breath. Feel the thigh putting pressure on the organs. Feel that expansive inhale. You really have to energetically make an effort to breathe in with your lungs facing two different directions. And slowly on your next inhale, we'll allow that right leg to cross over the body. We'll just open up for a nice supine tree. So allow the right leg to remain bent as the left leg extends out towards the bottom of the mat. And just pause for a moment. Feel that spacious breath, no longer restricted. Big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, extend the right leg to meet the left. We'll find ourselves in a tiny little shavasana just for a moment and just take opportunities to scan the body. Observe if the right side of the body feels a little more spacious than the left. Observe if your mind state is already starting to shift. Maybe things are starting to open up. And then slowly when you're ready, you can bend both knees, walk the heels behind the glutes. On your next inhale, allow that left leg to float towards the sky. Maybe the hands come behind the thighs or you ground them into the earth, but flexing through the foot, really feel yourself pushing the ceiling away from you, keeping the shoulders on the earth, pull the femur back into the hip socket, really reach through that heel. Big breath in, and then slowly when you're ready to point through the toe, really feeling that leg extending towards the sky. At times, moving with your breath, flexing the foot, pointing the toe. When you're ready to make those ankle circles, slowly, just dramatically feeling all the feels. Maybe you're feeling some of the sticky spots in the back of the thigh, the back of the knee. That's the fascia starting to move, rotating in one direction and then rotating in the other. finding a place of stillness, and we're going to slowly start to maybe release the hands back to the earth. We'll internally rotate the thigh and the knee towards the body, and then externally rotate. Nothing else moves, just feeling that femur move in the hip socket, observing which side feels a little more stuck, which side feels a little more spacious. And when you're ready, we're going to find that area that's a little more stuck. For me, it is an internal rotation. That's what I'm working on. You can then flex the heel or point the toe. Feel the most amount of sensation there before you then start to drop the foot slowly, mindfully, with control. Inhale, lifting the leg. Slowly as you exhale, feeling that density, that grounding current. A couple more times. Moving with your breath. Once you get upright, and this time we're going to keep that internal, external rotation, but we're going to start to make those little circles as the leg starts to move away from the body. Maybe observing that one side of the body felt a little easier, one side has a little more effort. That is the practice, just observing. No need to put judgment, just feeling the sensation. As you come to the bottom of that circle, pausing, then we're going to rotate in the other direction. So as we start to allow the leg to ascend back towards the sky, moving slowly. And once you get upright, big reach and extension as you release all of the blocks, and then slowly allow that left knee to bend, crossing the calf over the right thigh, and then float the right leg off the mat. Maybe the hands come beneath the right thigh. The left arm goes into the inside of the left thigh. And just pause for a moment. Maybe you close your eyes, or maybe you shift that left hip back towards the mat. Maybe you do little ankle circles, or flex the feet. Just take a moment just to drop in. Honoring how lucky you are to have the ability to move, to have your body hydrated, to have fresh prana going to those areas that need to be healed and restored. Big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, allow the right foot to find the earth. The right hand then guides the left knee across the body, opening up for that nice, gentle twist. The gaze is now towards the left shoulders, the left palm are all nice and down. You don't have to go too deep here. Feel your next inhale. Feel the ribs, everything nice and spacious, big breath in. And then feel that left thigh even heavier as you exhale, squeezing out all that air. And slowly on your next inhale, allow that left leg to cross over the midline, the right leg extends out. Allow yourself just to drop into a nice, easy supine tree. Then we're going to allow the left leg to extend. We'll come back to that baby shavasana. And just scan the body. Observe if left and right side feel a little more imbalanced. Beautiful. Let's stay in this shape with our torso, but let's bend the knees, float the feet off the earth. Maybe the hands come and add a little counter pressure to the thighs. Really feeling the core engaged, the thighs are engaged, everything nice and firm as you press the hands into the thighs. And if you'd like to go do some dead bugs with me, we'll allow the arms to extend towards the sky. And on your next inhale, allow the right hand and the left foot to move away from each other. Big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, feel everything coming back to the midline, feeling the core start to warm up, and do it to the other side. So imagine that the bug is dead, he's moving really slow, you're going to reach the left hand, the right foot away from each other on the inhale. And then slowly, methodically, as you exhale, having that mind-body connection, moving across cross-body dynamic, moving from side to side. Big breath in, come back to center as you exhale. Left hand, right leg move away from each other. One more time, big inhale. Slowly come back to center. Now we're going to switch the breath routine up. We're going to drop back into stimulating the diaphragm. So take a big breath in. And then this time as you exhale, the left foot and the right hand are going to move away. So squeezing out all that old air. You feel the low back touching the earth. Maybe you get some little wobbles and jiggles. Slowly inhale, come back up. Now we'll switch to the other side. Left hand, right leg move away from each other as you exhale. Really reach the foot away, reach through the shoulders. Slowly come back to center. One more time. Exhale. Really feel that low back area, rounded, firm. Slowly come back to center as you inhale. Left hand, right leg move away from each other. Back to center as you inhale. Now squeeze the thighs into the chest, really drop into a nice yogi hug. Pause here. And you curl yourself into a little bean, a little ball, maybe rock slowly from side to side. And if you want to rock and roll, you would engage the core to protect the spine as you slowly start to introduce that forward rock and roll. You can roll all the way up. We're going to meet in tabletop, however you want to get there. If you want to go a little more easier, you can just allow yourself just to tilt over to the right side, press up. We'll meet in a tabletop whenever you're ready. Check that the shoulders are stacked over the wrists, the hips over the knees. Spread the fingers wide. Scoop out the forearms, shine them towards the front of your mat. Allow yourself to find length in the crown of the head, really active with the fingers, pressing into the earth so much that the tense of the hands and the palms start to rise. And then building the shape by bringing the thighs towards the wrist, really feeling the energetic engagement without moving the body. If you'd like to go through some cat-cows, you'll tilt the pelvis forward, lift the heart and the head, the shoulders melt away from the ears, and then slowly tucking the tail, pulling the gaze inward as you round the spine, moving with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Taking your time, feel free if you like to pause in a nice cat or cow for a couple breath cycles, or you want to go into some barrel rolls or some hip circles. Just know that you can customize this class unique to yourself. More important to listen to your teacher within than my voice. Just observe, maybe you're moving your body differently in some bigger hip circles or some spaces, and just wherever you feel sensation, just allow your mind to go there. Beautiful. On our next inhale, we'll reach that right leg behind you, really pressing through the heel. On your next opportunity to pull that femur back into the hip socket, really feel yourself lift the foot away, shifting your energy over into the right hand. Slowly on your next inhale, allow the left hand to reach and extend. Big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, we're going to do similar to crossing over the body. The left arm will come towards the right thigh, moving through a couple bird dogs. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach and extend. This time we're going to allow the left hand to find the earth. We'll continue to point through that right foot. We're going to rotate the right leg out, and we're going to bend the knee, bringing the right knee towards the right tricep. Really squeeze yourself on the thigh. Imagine yourself like a little puppy dog at a fire hydrant, lifting that leg a little higher. And then slowly we'll connect movement with breath. We'll reach and extend that right foot, crossing over the left thigh. The top of the foot is the toes are touching the earth. The heel is extended. Maybe the gaze now comes towards that left side of the mat. As you inhale, feel the right side of the body expand. As you exhale, press through the heel a little more. On your next inhale, lift the right leg. We'll bend through the knee, bringing it back towards the tricep. As you slowly
Press back as you exhale.
One more time. Inhale and exhale.
This time as you exhale, allow the left knee to turn. We're going to set up for a nice little supported side plank. So the right foot finds the earth. The left leg is nice and strong, grounding you. The right arm floats towards the sky. Feel free to go in full side plank if you like. Or if you want to stay here, you can inhale, reach and extend, and then slowly as you exhale, allow the right arm to float towards the front of the mat. Feeling the outer edge of the right foot ground you. If you want to do some little yogi push-ups, you can start to bend into that left elbow, really feeling the shoulders, everything starting to move, little dips, little pulses, feeling the biceps starting to respond. You can do little wrist circles with the right arm if you want a little more movement. And then when you're ready, find a place of stillness, reach and extend the right arm out. Just take a moment, maybe you close your eyes here. You feel the obliques, everything expand on the inhale. Round into the left arm as you exhale. And slowly allow the right hand to come up on the inhale. Then we're going to close the legs back towards that traditional tabletop and allow the right arm to then start to swoop under the left arm as we thread the needle, keeping the palm facing up. Don't touch down as you bring the right ribs towards the left side of the mat. On your next inhale, come back. We'll open up, adding that little twist or rotation towards the sky. As we exhale, we'll come back down. We'll tease out this thread. One more time. Inhale. And then this time, slowly engaging the core as you exhale, keeping that palm facing up. It is going to land down. Then the right shoulder finds the mat. Feel free to grab a block here if you want to put it under the head, under the temples. As you sit back in the hips, allow the left hand to float towards the front of the mat. Maybe you cross the left hand over towards the right side of the mat. Getting into the shoulder area as you breathe in, or maybe you bind the left hand behind towards the right hip. Most importantly, just take a moment to drop in. As you feel your breath here, feel the quality of your inhale, your exhale. Maybe you soften that right shoulder, moving it closer towards the torso, allowing a little more space for the chest to come towards the mat. And staying here for the next 3 cycles of breath. Slowly, whenever you're ready, if you have a bind, bring in the left hand back to the earth under the shoulder. On your next inhale, we'll reach, we'll extend, we'll allow ourselves to unwind. And once we reach the top of that twist towards the sky, then we'll slowly make windmill circles with the right arm, moving slowly, mindfully, maybe just keeping that shoulder in the pocket. Once you circle a couple times in one direction, then reversing, coming in the other. Just feeling all that open space in the shoulders, the core muscles of the neck, everything nice, relaxed, and soft. And then slowly we'll come back towards the tabletop. Pause here. Find ourselves on the tabletop. We'll do all that on the other side. On your next inhale, reach and extend the left leg towards the sky. Press through the heel, the thigh squeezes to the bone, the femur comes back into the hip socket. Big breath in. Imagine pushing the earth away from you, that wall behind you. Pressing through the heel slowly. On your next inhale, allow the right hand to float towards the front of the mat. Big breath in. And then we'll do those bird dogs as we exhale. The thigh and the arm come together across the midline. Inhale. And exhale. And you're feeling the body start to warm up, moving with the breath. Then we're going to reach and extend the right hand. It comes back to the earth. We're pressing through the left. We're going to bring that left leg, bending the knees, starting to bring it towards the left underarm, finding ourselves in that fire hydrant, puppy-like moment. And then slowly in your next inhale, allow the left leg to extend. It crosses over the right. The toes are down. The heel is nice and pressing away as the gaze now shifts over towards that right side. And you feel yourself breathing in on the left side of the body. Big breath in. Feel the hands gripping the earth, nice and firm. Slowly press to the heel as you exhale. On your next inhale, allow the left leg to float off the sky. We're going to bend the knee, bring it over towards that left tricep. And then slowly as we exhale, it dances back over towards the right side of the mat. Moving with your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. This time as it reaches the mat, the left foot is down, the right foot's going to pivot. You allow yourself to reach that left arm towards the sky, really feeling the earth underneath you. The outer edge of the left foot is nice and firm. You can extend the left arm towards the front of the mat. Big breath in. And if you want to do those little push-ups, starting to bend into the right elbow, you'll slowly start to flex, lowering the shoulders, the torso towards the earth. Just pumping, moving a little bit, trying to build that connection, pressing the earth away from you. The shoulders, the joints, the elbow are all nice and warmed up. Add those little wrist circles if you like with the left hand. And then drop in for a couple breaths of stillness. Just pause, reach and extend. Feel the left obliques all expand. A little more reach, a little more lift. Active in the left foot and the outer edges of the toes. Big breath in. Feel the right hand grip the earth as you exhale. Slowly allow the left hand to float towards the sky as you inhale. Then as you exhale, we're going to close the leg stance. We're going to start to tease out that opportunity to thread the needle so the left hand floats over the ground slowly. In your next inhale, rotating the core, twisting towards the sky. As you exhale, we'll tease it out. Moving with your breath. Inhale. And then slowly as you exhale, this time we're going to land. Top of the left palm finds the earth. The left shoulders come down. The right hands find the space, maybe the bind, or maybe you walk that right arm over towards that left side of the mat. Just drop in. We're here for 5 cycles of breath, just taking your time. Beautiful. Slowly bringing the right hand back underneath the shoulder, pressing into the earth. We'll allow the left hand and the left ribs to float towards the sky, and then we'll introduce those windmills. Just feeling the shoulder, the fluidity, the movement, nice and easy. After you rotate a couple times in one direction, then reversing, coming in the other. Beautiful. Let's land everything back into a tabletop. Scoop the forearms towards the front of the mat. Tuck the toes on your next inhale. Find yourselves coming into a down dog, lifting through the hips. Really feel the earth nice and balanced in the hands. The underarms internally rotate towards the heart. The core is pulled in nice and high. Find a little more lift in the hips as you stretch to the toes. And then as you exhale, sink back into the heels. Maybe you want to wag the dog by building one heel at a time. Finding a place of stillness. On your next inhale, reach forward, coming into a nice plank, floating the torso, the core, everything towards the front of the mat. The shoulders are nice and engaged. Imagine that there are buckets of water on the back of the thighs. The hips are not sinking. Everything's nice and firm. You can always drop to your knees here, but if you like, you can find the crown moving towards the front of the mat, a little more float. Big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, you just go from high plank to low plank, bringing the forearms, the shoulders, everything by the ribs as you find the earth. Allow yourself to come up into a little cobra, pulling the earth away from you. The top of the feet are down, the thighs, everything pressing into the earth. That opens up a little more extension in the heart. Big breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, sink down. Do that a couple more times. Inhale. Maybe this time at the top of the breath, you float the arms off the mat. And slowly exhale. The engagement here really is in that lower body, that pelvic triangle, pressing into the mat, opening up that baby back bend, making it nice and juicy. Big breath in. slowly as you exhale. We're going to do some little micro push-ups, so you can stay on your knees or you can come fully into a push-up, traditional push-up. It's opportunity to tap into those biceps, those warm-ups that we're doing, really just starting to build that mind-body connection. Feel free at any time to drop to your knees. Most importantly, keeping the arms by the torso. That really opens up the right biomechanics for that core area, for the body to be nice and stable. Big breath in, come back into a plank, and we'll allow ourselves to find down dog as we exhale. Allow yourself to reach through the hips and the heels as you inhale, the gaze is forward. As you exhale, big bend in the knees, slowly step, walk, or float to the front of the mat. The core is engaged, we slowly rise up for a half lift. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, engage the core, slowly pause here, ground into the feet, maybe the hands come to the thighs or to the hips. Just take a moment, find that length in the crown of the head, big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, we'll find ourselves going into a forward fold, just pausing here for a moment. You can put a big bend in the knees, maybe the hands come to ragdoll arms, maybe you sway the fingers across the earth, just feeling all that sensory impact. Maybe take a moment and take your hands into little mallet shapes and give your ankles and your shins a little sensory stimulation by just tapping or moving along that area. Take a moment. When we fold forward, we find our center, we pull our energy into ourselves, and when you're ready, just to pause, just drop in, maybe allow everything to get nice and heavy, and just feel your weight, feel the density. Exhale, grounding you to the earth. If you want more sensation, you can reach the hips higher, tilting the pelvis forward as you slowly come closer to the earth. If you want less sensation, then bend into the knees, sit back a little bit in the hips. Maybe you want to find gorilla by bringing the palms of the hands under the feet. And just stay here, starting to slow down your breath cycle. And whenever you're ready, bringing the hands back to the earth. We'll engage the core. We'll slowly rise up, coming all the way to Tadasana, mountain. Once you're there, feel free to tuck the tail slightly, engage through the thighs. Feel the lower body nice and firm. Feel that lightness in the upper body. The palms internally rotate. You can loop the shoulders away from the ears. Find length in the crown of the head. And imagine holding an apple underneath your throat so that you loop the apple and pull everything back, finding that perfect alignment, that samasthiti he. Maybe you close your eyes and just scan the body. Just observe how you feel. How lucky am I? Let's seal in this moment energetically with a nice optional Om. Completely optional. If you'd like to join me, take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. And inhale for Om. Stay here, just linger here for just a moment. Just observing the power of Om, that medicine that doses both the body and the mind. And slowly we'll start to move into a little bit more of a traditional flow. When you're ready, we'll start in mountain shape. We'll allow ourselves to spread the left toes wide. On your next inhale, reach the right knee towards the sky, engage the core, find yourself in this nice balancing mountain. Maybe the right hand comes on top of the thigh, or maybe you float the hands towards the sky, finding a dhristi, a space that's not moving in front of you. Just feel the left thigh engage to the bone. You can slowly start to hinge forward, allow that bent right knee to come back. You can stay here. This is called grasshopper. Really finding the midline, finding the core, really feeling the lower body nice and firm. If you want to go a little deeper, you can extend that right leg behind you, coming into a traditional warrior three, feeling what it's like to reach that right leg high, really feel the core engage, the shoulders pull away from the ears. You can add that cobra-like back bend to the upper part of the heart and the throat, finding that length, going towards the front of the mat. And then slowly, if you like, you can bring the arms behind you, starting to airplane the arms, big breath in. And then slowly, we're going to land that right foot back at a 45-degree angle, allow the arms to float towards the front of the mat, find ourselves to an easy warrior one. So you bend into that left leg, check that the knee is moving towards the left toes. And if the back right foot is not comfortable at that angle, you can always pivot, come onto the heel for a high lunge. Just take a moment, squeeze the thighs to the bone, really feel the core engage. Soften the shoulders, maybe the gaze is towards the sky. The traditional hands for warrior one, you can bring them like swords down by your legs, and then you slowly start to elevate them, and maybe you feel that arch in the spine as the gaze lifts. Big breath in. Ground a little deeper into the lunge as you exhale. Let's add a little twist. We'll take a full breath in, allow the heart to shine towards the sky, and then as we exhale, we're going to twist over towards the right. The right hand's going to come to the outside of the left thigh. The left hand will go behind us. Our gaze is going to switch over towards the left. Slowly allowing yourself, maybe you find a dhristi, connecting the thumb with the ring finger, locking in the gaze, observing that where the eyes go, the body has little tiny ranges of motion and micro movements to follow. And just observing any wobbles, any changes in sensation. Allow yourself to just observe without any judgment. I'm going to slowly unwind, hands come to center. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, the back foot's going to open. Maybe you extend the leg a little bit longer, finding yourselves in that same lunge, but opening up into warrior two. So the left thigh and the right chest are folding away from each other as you drop into that lunge. Feel the outer edge of the right foot active in the earth. And maybe you press so much into the left thigh that the hips has a little bit of lift, really feeling that engagement in the lower body. You check that the hands are evenly balanced. Maybe you flip the palms and imagine holding buckets of water. See if you sink down a little bit lower into that lunge, but maintaining that engagement in the glutes, activation right around the tailbone. You turn that back hand facing down. On your next inhale, allow that left arm to float towards the sky. The back right arm can come behind the hip or back to the thigh as you exalt your warrior, feeling the heart shining towards the sky. Sink back down into that lunge. And feel free to stay here if you like, or if you like to have a moment of a little nerve flossing, then bringing that the left arm towards the left ear. Imagine that you're holding a cell phone towards the ear, or you're allowing yourself to show off your shiny new earrings. And then we're slowly going to allow the right ear to get heavy towards the right shoulder. Then the nose and the head are going to bend towards the right foot. You don't have to do much here, but just add little micro movements. Maybe you bob the head, yes, or no, or maybe. Maybe add tiny little lifts and lowers of the shoulders. Maybe you bring the left thumb into the number 4, further accentuating the reach of those tiny little nerves as we slacken and lengthen them. Doesn't take much. And if you like, you can even make little underbite movements. Maybe you feel little tingles in the hands here. Slowly, whenever you're ready, coming back, we're going to exalt our warrior, reach the left arm behind you, big breath in, and then as you exhale, we'll hinge forward, extending the right arm towards the front. We'll find ourselves extending into a nice side angle. So keeping the feet nice and active, the core is engaged. We'll open up the torso towards the right, really feeling the ribs rolling towards the sky on the right side. Like to go a little deeper into the core, feel free to float that left hand off the thigh. Imagine holding a beach ball so the obliques, everything is nice and active. Feel free to shapeshift here if you want to drop into a bird of paradise or take a bind. Knowing that this is your practice, you can modify, you can shapeshift, you can level up, or you can just stay, whatever is right for you. Most importantly, feeling the quality of your breath, engaging the core, having fun, having a little smile on the face. If you're taking any modification to bird of paradise, just feel free to add that smile at the top. And then slowly starting to come back down. We're all going to come back into this traditional extended side angle. On your next inhale, reach that right arm out and long. As you exhale, ground into the feet. And then on your next inhale, we're going to rise all the way up to a nice 5-pointed star. The left foot is going to pivot towards the wide angle of the mat. We'll explode out. Really feel yourself engage in the lower body, pressing all of your energy into your hands, pressing away from you. Imagine that the head is stacked over the heart over the root, nice and big. Imagine that rainbows are shooting out of your hands, out of your feet, everything nice and active. Big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, you add a little pivot on the right foot. We're going to bend into the knee, coming into a little skandasana. You don't have to go too deep here. That left foot can come on to the heel if you like. But most importantly, checking that right knee is tracking over the right foot. If you like, you can add little pulses here. You can go a little deeper. And we're going to use this shape as we transition really as a micro movement to protect the hips. So take a big breath in, slowly exhale, sink a little deeper, and then on your next inhale, you're going to kip up to the front of the mat, and then a little quarter turn as you exhale. And that's just a small movement as we're going to drop into that flow. We want to just protect what's going on in that hip socket. So once you get back to mountain, pausing, taking a moment, circling the shoulders, tucking the tail, big breath in, open mouth, exhale. Let's do all that on the other side. So ground into the right big toe, shift the weight over onto the right foot. Slowly on your next inhale, lift the left leg. With the knee bend, maybe the hands come on top of the thigh. Maybe you feel the outer edges of the hip, any sticky sparks starting to speak to you. You can just float your arms toward the sky if you like, big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, you start to hinge forward, find yourself in a nice grasshopper, if that's where your comfort level is, or if you'd like to go a little further. Extending that left leg way behind you, stretching the thigh nice towards the sky. Imagine that you're kicking that wall away. As the arms reach towards the front of the mat, inhale. And then slowly as you exhale, the arms start to come behind the body and the torso. Nice airplane extension, big breath in. And then slowly bending into the right leg, landing that left foot as you exhale. On your inhale, the arms fly towards the sky. Warrior one. Dropping in here, feel free to take any modification that you like. Maybe you goal post the arms, or maybe the arms clasp behind the back. Just take a moment. This Virabhadra shape, we call it Warrior One here in the West, but it translates to courageous, kind person shape, where that strength, the courage, the kindness that it takes to have a mindfulness practice is on full display. If you have an arm bind, releasing it, maybe floating the arms to the sky. Inhale, and then as you exhale, we're going to find that twist by bringing the left arm towards the right knee. The right hand's going to rotate back. The gaze is going to follow. Feel free to find that mudra. Just feeling your inhale, your exhale. Starting to play with shifting your dhristi back towards the back right side, observing if you get any more extra rotation. Inhale, slowly as you exhale, unwinding, come to center. On your next inhale, we're going to open up for Warrior Two. The left foot may extend back slightly with the foot at a right angle. The arms extend. You can flip the palms, drop into that lunge, really feel that balance. Feel the glutes engage, the thighs, everything nice and active in the lower body and nice and light in the upper body. Flipping the palms, resetting the shoulders, the gaze is towards that front middle finger.
Flip the left palm, returning it on your next inhale. You reach forward and extend, exalt your warrior, dropping into that lunge a little deeper. Maybe the left hand comes behind the torso. So you reach and extend that right arm towards the sky, drop a little bit deeper into the lunge. Find that stability in the lower body. And if you'd like to go into that nerve floss, we're going to bend the right elbow, bringing the hands towards the right ear. That left shoulder is nice and engaged, retracted, pulling towards the midline. And then slowly, when you're ready, we're going to start to tilt the head and pivot the nose towards the left foot. It doesn't take much here before you start to feel that sensation. You can make that number 4 with the right hand. And when you find your edge, you add those little micro movements, little yeses and nos, little underbites, little shoulder movements, little spinal movements. If you were on a level of exertion from a 1 to a 10, this is about a 2, a 3. Not having to do too much to get the full benefit. And then slowly, when you're ready to unwind, we'll come back to center. We'll extend that right arm towards the sky, big breath in. And then slowly, as you exhale, we'll hinge forward. We'll allow that left arm to reach towards the front of the mat, pausing here. This extended side angle. Feel free to shape shift, whatever shape is calling your name. You always engage the core a little bit more, feeling the obliques engage, really feeling that beach ball, squeezing everything towards the middle. Or maybe you've taken the bind, you're exploring bird of paradise. Giving you time to explore with creativity, listening to your body, doing what's right for you in the present moment. And if you're taking any modification, we'll slowly start to come back. We'll all meet in this extended side angle. Reach and extend that left arm towards the sky. Really feel the obliques on the left side respond, and then ground into the right foot as you exhale. On your next inhale, engaging the core, we're slowly going to rise up, 5-pointed star. The right foot's going to pivot towards the long edge of the mat. We'll explode out all that energy, going in every direction, dropping in, finding that place of stillness. Feeling the feet touching the earth. Imagine pulling all that earth energy into the body, shining it out through the arms, through the head. Inhale, find a little more reach and extension. As you exhale, we're going to pivot that left leg. We'll drop into that little baby skandasana. Maybe the right foot comes off the mat. You can add little pulses here into the hips. Just exploring carefully a range of motion that's right for you. And then we're going to use this as that transition to the front. So on your next inhale, find a little length. As you exhale, a little more depth. And then slowly, on your next inhale, kipping up towards the front of the mat. Exhale, quarter turn towards the front. Give yourself a moment. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe you heel toe the feet together so that the ankles and the toes start to touch, and just observe with your eyes closed any shifts, any movement. Beautiful. We're going to drop into that same sequence. This time we're going to go a little bit quicker. It's going to be one movement, one breath. We'll flow through that repetition several times in a Vinyasa style. So at any time, feel free to take a break. Just listen to your bodies. Imagine a 4-count rhythm as you inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. That Samavriti breath. Inhale and exhale. Keeping that rhythm on the next inhale, reach the right leg high. And then as you exhale, we're slowly going to step it back. The right foot finds the earth. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, exalt your warrior. Exhale, extend your side angle. Inhale, engage the core, rise up, explode 5-pointed star. Exhale, baby skandasana. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, quarter turn to the front side. Let's do that again on the left side. Inhale. Slowly step back as you exhale. Just moving with your breath. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Reach and extend. Inhale. Exalt your warrior. Exhale. Reach that left arm towards the sky.
Inhale, big movement, explode out, shine, 5-pointed star. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, kip to the front. Exhale, back to mountain. Do that a couple more times, moving with your breath. Big breath in. Slowly as you exhale, the right foot floats back. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Scoop up all that energy, shine your heart towards the sky on the breath in, and slowly taking that dive as you exhale, the right arm reaches and extends. Inhale, a lot of drama, explode out. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, little kip to the front. Exhale, mountain. Moving a couple more times, moving with your breath. I'm intentionally going to back out the cues so that you can find that rhythm. You can trust that sequence that your breath knows, your body knows, just moving with intention, mindful movement. Inhale and exhale. Big breath in. Exhale. Just riding the breath, moving that natural core, natural direction of the fresh prana. Inhale, we find lightness. When we exhale, we find density. Inhale and exhale. Maybe close your eyes if you like to increase the level of challenge, just feeling your body completely from the inside. Moving slowly from side to side. Embracing any wobbles, allowing yourself to relearn the sequence as needed. Maybe you want to shape shift or make something a little more progressive, just trusting the teacher within more so than any of my cues. Inhale and exhale. A couple more times each side, starting to build that heat. Big breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just getting lost in the flow. Dropping into that flow state. Nice and easy. Staying with your breath. Do 2 more times on each side. Of course, you can take a break at any time. Again, that intention. How lucky am I to flow with my breath, to trust my intuition. Should never take a range of motion for granted. One last time. Inhale. Reach and extend as you exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exalt your warrior. Exhale, press that right arm forward. Rise up, explode out, 5-pointed star. And that baby Skandasana as you exhale. Last time on the left side, inhale. Nice and light. Exhale, find that density. Inhale, shine the heart forward. Exhale, open up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. reach, explode. Exhale. Find that depth. Inhale. Back to center as you exhale. Pause here, close your eyes, big breath in. Swaha, open mouth, exhale. Maybe walk the feet together. Just observe. Observe any wiggles, any wobbles. Just knowing that your body is learning in real time. If you have a block, you might want to grab it. Allow yourself to bring it. We're going to set up for some arm balances. Feel free to modify however you want to get there. We'll start in that mountain shape. I'm just going to scoot the block back so I don't end up on the working wall. And for a mountain, on our next inhale, we're going to reach through the heels, allow ourselves to come into an exalted mountain, feeling the calves engage. Maybe you float the arms towards the sky. Really feeling that burn here, focusing your concentration on that dhristi space in front of you. Feeling the thighs squeeze into the bone, the tail is tucked nice and firm. We're going to stay here for a while, so just allow yourself to feel every sensation. Building concentration, feeling the toes press into the earth. Maybe you add some wrist circles in the hands so you feel that buoyancy and that upward lift of your awareness and your attention. Just staying here, building both strength, concentration, balance, all at once. Inhale, round into the toes as you exhale. If you feel anything starting to turn towards being too intense, you can always drop down. Otherwise, just staying here, feeling the thighs, the muscles, everything getting a nice burn. Big breath in. Round into the toes a little more. Maybe you bring the arms toward the side now with those wrist circles. Just tricking out the mind, just allow ourselves to explore more sensation. Squeezing the calves, squeezing the thighs. Big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, come back to mountain, bring the hands to the hips. We're going to find ourselves moving into some little sensory movements with the toes. So we'll do that again. We'll reach through the hips, reach through the heels, come onto the tippy toes, and then as you exhale, allow the heels just to drop. Really feeling those vibrations, reach through the heels and the stretch of the toes again, and then exhale just a couple times, these little calf raises. Just feeling those sensations, feeling the earth beneath you. Big breath in, reach and extend. And then this time as you exhale, bend the knees, sit back in the hips, find yourself into a nice chair. Inhale. Sit back a little deeper as you exhale. So check that the core is engaged. There's an internal rotation of the pinkies. You sit back a little bit further in the hips. Maybe you float the toes off of the mat this time. As you sit back a little bit deeper. Maybe you have pulses. You can add wrist circles here. You can add little swinging movements, moving the arms beneath you. Just giving yourself time to reset. Time to explore with creativity. Big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, a nice forward fold. Allow yourself that cleansing reset. Slowly back down. And then slowly, if you like, we're going to set up for crane. Crane is similar to crow. I'm going to use the blocks and the bolsters to give you a little more lift. That's a nice cheat. So find yourself palming the earth, and as you sit back into a nice squat, you bring the elbows closer to the underarms. Whereas in crow, we bend the arms and we come forward. In crane, we're going to allow our arms to be nice and long, nice and strong. So tapping back into that push up, pressing the earth away, really feeling strong in the upper body. The shoulders are nice and extended behind you towards the tailbone. As your gaze comes towards the front of the mat, you start to hinge a little forward. And whenever you're ready to take flight, you allow each foot to slowly come off the block, engaging the core, lifting the heel, lifting the calf, pulling everything towards that midline. And maybe you just tap it out from one side to the other.
Full crane is an expression in your practice. Allow yourself to just fully float, squeezing the core, squeezing everything towards the midline, the glutes, the calves, pull all in, pressing into the earth. Inhale. Slowly as you exhale, we'll start to land. If you're on a block or a bolster, feel free to remove those. Take a moment. Your next inhale, rise up for a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Pause here for a moment. Maybe you heel toe the feet to the outer sides of the mat, opening up for a nice wide angle forward fold. Maybe the hands come behind the torso. You find yourself in the Kali mudra, where you imagine making a gun symbol with your hands. You have a big bend in the knees. Maybe you swing from side to side. Just give yourself a moment. Anytime we invert, we are flooding the mind with fresh prana. Just feeling all the feels here. Inhale. Think a little bit deeper as you exhale, squeezing out the core. Rid of all that old air. Slowly with a big bend in the knees on your next inhale, rising up. And then as you exhale, this time we're going to sink into a nice deep squat. So dropping the hips, allowing the arms to come to the inside of the thighs. Feel free to put a block, if you like, underneath the tailbone. And just giving yourself a little reset. Feel the arms coming towards the inner thighs. Maybe sit up tall, feel the core engaged. Feeling the feet grabbing the earth. See if that opens up a little more strength and stability in the lower body. And pressing the hands towards each other in the midline of the upper body. Inhale. Feel the earth beneath you as you exhale. Now from here, if you'd like to go again back into that crane, maybe feel free to remove the blocks or to shape shift or explore a little deeper expression. If you like, you can heel the toe, the feet together. You find that reach, the extension in the arms. As you bring the knees underneath the underarms, and you slowly start to engage the core, pulling everything inward and upward. The gaze is towards the front of the mat. And then when you're ready to take flight, just allow yourself to lift one foot at a time with both feet, tucking them into the core, pulling everything nice and tight as a ball, pulling your energy towards the midline. And then slowly, when you're ready to exit, all come back down. Feel free to remove any blocks or bolsters as we lower onto our mats, coming into a nice Dandasana, nice staff shape. So feel free, if you like, to sit on a block or a bolster. You're lifting the hips. Just taking a moment, feeling the sit bones grounded and supported by the earth. Your next inhale, bend the right knee, bring the foot towards the body, flexing to the left foot. Give yourself a moment just to squeeze that right thigh toward the right ribs. Big breath in. As you exhale, sit a little taller, squeeze everything a little bit more. And we'll set up for a twist. We'll bring the right leg across the body, and if your sit bones come off of the mat, then you need to go back. If you can feel the sit bones nice and grounded, or maybe you're sitting on a block or bolster, that might add a little more access. We'll inhale, lift the left arm towards the sky, and then as we exhale, we'll twist over towards the right. That right arm goes behind, it becomes a little kickstand. As the gaze comes to the right, just check that you're not dumping all of your weight into that right arm. You can also float it off the mat, engaging the backside of the lats. Maybe you find that mudra. Maybe just feel your core nice and engaged. As we twist, we stimulate each and every vertebrae. That's why it's so important to always keep our core nice and active to protect the spine. It's more important to be safe than to find any expression that's not safe. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring the left ribs a little closer to the front of the mat, the right ribs back, just deepening your twist. A couple more breaths here. Slowly on your next inhale, starting to come back to center. We're going to take the right leg now. We're going to bring it towards the inside of the left thigh. The left foot can move out towards a little angle. We'll set up for Janu. So as you sit up tall on the crown of the head, this time we're going to bring the right shoulder towards that left toe. Float the arms towards that space. Big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, starting to hinge in that direction. Find that negotiable range of motion that's right for you, keeping as much length in the spine, and then moving with your breath, taking time. Once you find that maximum range, that's when it's okay to tilt the upper spine and allow everything to get nice and slumpy. And bring your awareness now towards the left side of the lungs, left side of the ribs, and the left thigh, and start to energetically just put your awareness there. Starting to breathe into that area specifically, almost isolating it completely, forgetting about the right side of the lungs. Taking your breath. Observing where your mind is going. You're here for 30 more seconds. Just allow yourself to stand the body, maybe soften the feet, soften the ankles, soften the shoulders. Just let the bones and gravity and time do the work. Slowly on your next inhale, starting to walk the hands back toward the torso. If you want to go a little deeper, now we're going to open up that left leg nice and wide. The right foot's also going to tuck in. And we'll inhale, circle the arms up towards the sky, adding a nice reach. And then as we exhale, we'll add a little side bend over towards that left foot. Imagine that you are a marionette doll and your hands are swaying, just moving with the rhythm as you rise and fall. And then slowly, when you're ready, you bring that left arm to the inside of the left thigh. The right arm points and extends out. You can use the left arm to increase the torque and the twist of the ribs as you open up towards the sky. And then that right arm can become a nice little cradle for the head as the hand comes behind the scalp and the arms and the ears, all to form a nice connection. And then just drop in. Feeling your breath. Feeling along the sides of the right obliques, feeling that natural lift and fall of the inhale, that extra depth that you get with the exhale. You find a little more depth in your twist. If the body's been here for a little bit of time, you might open up a little more range of motion, staying here for 2 more cycles of breath. Slowly, when you're ready, allow the right hand to float towards the sky. Imagine an angel is lifting you up as you carefully find extension in the torso, and then the right hand is going to come back at a diagonal on the right back side of the mat. It's going to ground down. We're going to reach through every other arm and leg as we find ourselves into a nice modified wild thing. So reaching the hips forward, grounding into the left foot, the right knee. The right arm is pressing into the earth. The left hand is behind you, shining the heart maybe more towards the sky. Maybe accentuate that back bend. Big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, you'll dramatically swoop that left hand back towards the front. Everything starts to reset. The legs come back to that traditional staff shape that we started. We'll do everything on the other side, but let's just take a moment, drop in, find that lengthen the crown of the head, loop that apple, find that samasthiti here, even in this seated shape, and observe how you feel on one side of the body compared to the other. Then next inhale, bend that left knee, pull it back towards the torso. Give yourself a nice hug, energetically pulling everything towards the left ribs. You feel the sit bones touching the earth. And your next inhale, lift the left leg up and float it over the right thigh. Feel free to modify if that is not accessible. And then you're going to inhale, allow the right hand to find length. And as you exhale, we'll twist it over towards the left thigh. The left hand comes back, it maybe finds that kickstand, or you float it up into that mudra. Let's take a moment and drop it. Feel that samana vayu, that twisting energy that starts in the core. It feels that heat of the solar plexus starting to activate, engage to protect the spine. Big breath in. Just a little bit deeper as you exhale. Slowly unwind on your next inhale, coming back to center. This time that left leg is going to come to the inside of the right thigh. As the right thigh has a little bit of movement over towards an angle, we'll find our torso twisting towards the left foot as well. The arms extend, big breath in. And then slowly as we exhale, starting to fold forward, keeping as much length in the spine. Inhale, maybe the hands come to the foot, the ankle, the shin. It really doesn't matter. It's more important how the shape feels than how it looks. Just protecting the spine by keeping it nice and long before you then drop in by allowing the head to just slowly tuck inward. We're here for a moment, so feel free to shift the femur and the right leg back into the hip socket to feel any more little sensations, any more little sticky spots starting to move. And you just find that natural rise and fall of your breath. With the inhale, we find that additional length, and as we exhale, a little more depth. And feeling where the right thigh, the right lungs all connect, just putting your focus and your attention in that space. Maybe imagining a football, a ball of energy right in that area as you compress the right lungs and the right thigh. Staying here. A couple more cycles of breath. If you have that energetic attachment of the right ribs, compressing the thigh, relaxing that, just allow yourself in your next breath cycle just to be nice and heavy. Then slowly we'll walk the hands back to the torso. We'll come upright. We're going to open up that right leg nice and wide now. The left leg is going to continue to bend. We'll inhale, reach the arms towards the sky, and then as we exhale, we'll start to take that side bend over towards the right, dramatically moving our arms like waves of the ocean, all finding that max amount of reach and depth. And when you're ready, we'll slowly bring that right arm towards the inside of the right thigh. The left arm is going to reach out, and then it's going to droop over behind the head, the ears, making that nice cradle as you slowly drop in. And then slowly starting to bring the left ribs a little bit closer to the sky. And just breathing here. Feeling the obliques. Feeling the space between the ribs on the left side, everything starting to respond to your breath. And maybe feel that natural depth of the torso and the head takes as you exhale. Slowly breath down, staying here for 2 more cycles. You're slowly going to exit by allowing the left arm to pull you towards the sky as the torso rises up. The left hand then comes back on the outer side of the left mat. You reach and extend through the hips, the right arm, the feet, everything nice and active as you find that modified wild thing, shining the heart towards the sky. Everything's nice and engaged in the lower body, reaching the right arm towards, reaching it away from you, pressing out any remaining active energy. Big breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, we'll sweep the right hand forward. We'll close off the stance. If you're on a block or a bolster, removing that. And we're going to lower down to the mat. Hands come behind the thighs, lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Feel free to come back to that yogi hug where we started before. Give yourself a moment for the low back to find the earth. From here, if you like to go into bridge, you can bring the feet behind the glutes as you ground into the earth, walking the heels towards the glutes as you press into the legs and allow the hips to lift. Maybe the shoulders walk towards each other. Maybe the hands find that Kali Mudra again. And as you allow yourself to engage the thighs, pressing into the feet, you'll find that natural lift as you come into a nice bridge. Feel free to modify and go into any other inversion that you like. Maybe you want to go into wheel, or maybe you want to go into shoulder stand. Just allowing yourself to explore safely whatever shapes are calling your name. Taking any modification, just feel yourself grounded. Feel the core, feel the midline, feel yourself light in the feet. And that lift, nice and safe. And we're slowly going to exit out. We'll allow ourselves to relax the body back down to the earth. Maybe you find yourself pressing into the heels enough to reach the hips as you then shift the hips over towards the right side. And then the left foot is going to float over on the outer side of the left mat. The right foot is going to cross over it, the right calf over the left shin. The left hand then guides the right wrist to the left side of the mat, and you set yourself up for Vinyasa. So if you were looking at yourself from above, you would look like a banana or a crescent moon. And then just stand the body and check that the right hip remains on the earth as well as the right shoulder. If you'd like more sensation, that left arm can reach the right arm nice and long as you inhale for the right obliques, nice and energized. And as you exhale, squeeze out all that old air on the left side of the lungs. If you like less sensation, you can maybe take ragdoll arms overhead. Just feel yourself nice and soft, nice and heavy. Hopefully you're feeling this on the outer side of the right hip. And as you scan the body and observe, you're adding in any extra effort into the feet, into the ankles, the glutes. Maybe just soften everything by 10 or 15% and just allow gravity to do the work. Staying here for one more full cycle of breath. So we take that opportunity to inhale. Maybe you pause at the top of the breath. Just observing how lucky you are to have each breath that's different from the one before. And as you exhale, squeezing out all that old air. Maybe imagine yourself just letting go of something that no longer serves you. We'll slowly allow the arms to open up. The feet are going to walk back. We're going to bend the knees. We'll inhale, reach the hips nice, bring them back to center. As we lower down, pull the knees into the chest, give yourself a nice little reset for the low back. Maybe you rock around, feel the shoulders, feel the low back, all nice and grounded. Before you land the feet, press into the earth, lift the hips, shift them over to the left side. The right foot's going to go to the outer edge of the right mat. The left foot will drape over it. The right hand guides the left. And just feel yourself scanning the body, observing if the left hip or the left shoulder are lifting up. If so, making the adjustments, and then find whatever amount of sensations right for you, and then just drop it. We're here for about 5 cycles of breath. So bring your breath in, letting that come up with attention if you like. We hold up the breath, we build up the carbon dioxide that's in our cells, and we just allow things to soften. Go for one more full cycle. Big breath in. Pausing at the top. And then slowly squeezing out all that air. There isn't a rush. Whenever you're ready, releasing the arms, allowing the legs to come back. We'll press into the earth, lift the hips. We'll come right back to center. Give ourselves one more yogi hug just to reset the low spine. Make sure everything is nice and straight. The shoulders, everything all the wiggles out. And then when you're ready to find your final resting shape, we'll find that 5-pointed star, but this time we'll be in a supine position. So allow the legs, the arms, everything to take up space, maybe even the head has a little more lift of the chin. You just feel yourself like a starfish at the bottom of the ocean. Spread the toes, spread the fingers, really feel the web between each of them. And just drop in. That all the effort is over. It's now time for just this most comfortable amount of ease. Just you drift into your shavasana. I will wake you up in a few moments with some sound.